This is Elite House 777. This is Dr. Eros Trismegistus, the song. It's like something that I would have to consider a racist move by the House of Apollo, followers of Bacchus, who bears the crucifix, the upside down sword. They speak that there's only one God, and that anybody else who believes any other stuff is fictitious. All these other Olympians and Anunnaki, Hodians, elves are just made up, except their belief system. Everybody else's beliefs sounds pretty childish, one would think. Everybody else's belief system is fake. All those other legends of those people didn't count until 15, 20 quad or 30 quad. This is what they would say. But they would still use those belief systems, those techniques and talents of these so-called mythological people. Military got the invisible cloak, which Odin had given to Hermes. From the sky planes that soared to jets, to televisions, the viewing glass, which is what those psychic people would look at. Now we call it a television. It's called television, means to view at a distance, or television. Satellites once belonged to these so-called myths or made-up elves, but there wasn't only the House of Apollo and the crucifix would count as real to them. But they still meteorologists, news about the weather, that came with the elves too. Even makeup and silks, and smell good aromas. But seldom, I could go on the list, but if it's not rediscovered by man, it doesn't count, including a solar system that was already discovered before Galileo. Now, this brings us to the Elvish Hodian named Enki, Brahma Ta, Prometheus. Here it tells about him taking his seed, and this is on Wikipedia or Google. He's taking his seed and he's putting it in his daughter's womb without laying with her. And this is considered fictitious or made up, as he's trying to give spawning to a boy child. He's looking for a boy heir or someone to give the seed to bring the Olympians into being. At this moment, they're embryos. But this is considered fake and falsity. This is what it's told to the mass, that this is nonsense of a pagan society. But then to this twilight on June let's just say June 1st through, we can't even aware of it now, but it's most likely been out for a couple of weeks, 21 Twilight. So it happened in May. But this article says about a House of Apollo follower. And this is Enki, by the way, or Prometheus, Brahmata. He's the one who made the human. Mahogany skin, the Adamas. And then this happened. But they don't give credit. This Mary carried her own daughter's baby, her own daughter's seed, and got pregnant by the sperm of the daughter's husband. Now, that's not so much of a big problem. The problem is that these are the same people who said the House of Apollo with the crucifix, who claimed that other racist stuff, or elves and Hodians, Divines, was all made up, and then they're going to use their techniques. But as long as they didn't give credit to Enki or to the elves or to the Hodians. No, instead they gave credit to Bacchus, who had no stuff to do with it, by using somebody else's, who they were called demonic, techniques and technology and customs and ways. This is nothing short of racism. And these are their own words. one aspect is cloning. I mean, it's quite the accomplishment, but this is a different situation. These are them. The mother, and it's also a sign of people who think so much, and great mothers who raise their daughter's child so much that they think that they're the mother of it. This is the first situation I see that it actually became tangible. They brought this thought literally into action. The daughter got a guy who looks just like her father, which means she probably wants to lay with her father, Oedipus Electra, and the mother cloned her daughter to look like her. They're both wearing the beige coats, and you'll think this is his son. This is but they're not alone. This is many parents thinking. But the racism is because they give the credit to the House of Apollo. It says here that she acknowledged that this was God's doing, but not Enki, Brahmata, Raziel, Prometheus. This is taking another people's culture and beliefs, another system, calling it fake, but using their ideas. And that's the very nature of racism. But this is not racism against man. This is mankind being racist against God's powers. They should give credit not to the House of Apollo or the one of Nazareth or Bacchus or the crucifix bearer, but give it to Enki, Brahmata, the Anunnaki, the Elf, the Hodian, who came up with this procedure at first. This is on Google. Be truthful, be honest. 777. Man is nothing without the gods. Man is no stuff without the gods.